I just want to get up on here again and kind of further elaborate on my video from yesterday about a recent interaction I had with a former associate of mine, a former friend of mine that I had very briefly, and what I learned from it in the silver linings. I learned from losing a potential friend that could have been something more than what it became. I guess I tried to make this video yesterday, right after that first video, during my lunch break at the park, but it didn't work out. The audio was horrible. It was super hot outside. It looked crazy. So let me re-record this here now, just very briefly. But just to elaborate more on the silver linings I learned from that relationship that just happened, came and went, is that there's a season and a reason for everything, like I said before. But I realize in this season of my life, I definitely want to be more intentional with the friends and the people I surround myself with and the people I devote my time to and energy to. So I'm glad I actually had a little wake up call because I really sat back and reflected. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should really, get my thoughts and feelings together and what I want out of relationships, whether it's like platonic relationships with a group of girlfriends or friends, or even romantic relationships with going back to dating again, because that's my goal for the rest of this year. Is that this summer I want to start off dating, going into summer and fall and to the end of the year, and just open myself back up that way, which I haven't really been these past few years in Los Angeles. So I would love to start that up again. But what I realize is that I want to be more intentional with the types of people I'm around. Do we have similar mindsets? Are they like-minded? Are we compatible with each other? Are, do we share the same goals and hobbies and activities? And I'm very much an outdoorsy person. I love fitness. I love to go to the gym all the time. I'm trying to transition to a fitness career and kind of leave the corporate world behind. Very soon, hopefully that'll happen. So things like that, I'm really trying to take into account when I meet people. So instead of just having a big group of friends or as many people as possible, really want to narrow it down to just people I feel like that resonate with me, and that I can definitely see myself having a long-term friendship with, instead of just these kind of fly-by-night school type in and out people who, maybe we don't see the eye to eye on, but yet they're just there for me to talk and socialize with, which is also good too. So definitely going forward, I'm going to focus more on just building relationships with people with intention who just share a lot with me. They can definitely see myself growing with as a person, someone I can support, someone that can support me. If I see any red flags or something that I know is just incompatible with my personality or my goals, or someone who just doesn't have the same morals or values I do, I can keep them at arm's length. I can take that for what it is and say, hey, you may not be type of person I personally want to be around, but good luck to you, and hopefully they can find a new friendship group or a new friend, and I can find a friend of myself that I'm more compatible with, because friendships and relationships are all about compatibility and just a lot of shared interests. So just because you may be similar in some ways doesn't mean it's going to last a longer time, or just because you may have one thing in common doesn't mean this full spectrum of a healthy relationship will be, I guess, met. So that's all I want to come on here and say, just to further elaborate very briefly, is just that I just want to going forward, want to be more intentional with the people I surround myself with and energy I give to, and to make sure I'm not wasting my time and I'm not wasting their time as well. And yeah, just appreciate the moment, appreciate going out there. It's very hard to make friends in your 30s. It's hard to put yourself in uncomfortable situations. And that's definitely something I want to just jump into and just do it and just pull the band aid off and say, screw it, just see where it goes, see where it lands, and just have fun with it. I don't want to sit there in fear and just be too fearful of meeting new people. And, regardless of how uncomfortable or weird it feels, it is what it is. Adult relationships are complicated and hard. You have to really put yourself in odd situations or put yourself out there. Maybe you might feel comfortable in the beginning, and once you get used to it and get into the water and feel more warmed up to it, hopefully it should be easier to continue on. So that's all I want to come on here and say. Just hopefully going forward, and then my little summer challenge I'm going on here now. I believe this is day number 3 or 4. I don't know. I have to go back and look. But yeah, this is definitely like, about halfway through the week of my first week back, and just holding myself accountable with making a post every day on YouTube. So that's it. That's all I want to say, and I'll just follow up with the next video.